Welcome, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in. Happy Monday. It's Monday, June 8th. Say hi to my good friend, Nia over here. She has very graciously come on to help me with video production and just helping me focus on getting more finance content to all of you while she handles some of the video and streaming and editing and publishing and creativity types of stuff that I'm just not great at. So this is the first episode we're doing in one of her extra rooms, and it's just kind of pretty casual now, but she'll be handling a lot of it. So please forgive any technical difficulties on our transition, if there is any. Say hi to them.
Hey everybody. Sorry for anything in advance.
I know you can only see like half her body, so she'll pop in at some point. Fix the mic. Is someone saying fix the audio feedback? Is that okay? Is it better? I know this is a very echoey room, so we're not going to be here forever. Y'all, tell me if the mic and the audio isn't good. Please tell me that. Okay, it's okay. We need to add carpets or something like that. Okay, cool. So let's head into it. Again, another rip up in the stock market today. Hey, everyone on TikTok. Hey, everyone on YouTube. The S&P is at 3232. That's what it closed at. We are within a stone's throw to all-time highs on the S&P 500. And as you all know, we have already hit all-time highs on the NASDAQ, which is very tech-heavy kind of composite. So again, like maybe that makes sense, but none of this makes sense to me as a value investor at heart. Someone who looks at fundamentals and realizes we're buying company earnings. And if you're telling me that the market has priced in a check mark recovery and we are well within a U-shaped recovery, or it's definitely not V-shaped like the stock market rebound, right? I think my opinion now is, again, like some of it's kind of throw your hands in the air, don't fight the Fed. Yeah, I completely agree, and I've been agreeing with that for a while, and the market can stay irrational longer than, you can stay solvent. I mean, that's like kind of the classic thing that we've said, and, the classic saying. But again, that doesn't mean that I'm going to be buying in heavy amounts when things don't make sense to me, right? And for those of you that are new, right, I've been saying for the past few weeks, I would rather miss the journey from 3,000 or 2,800 when I started selling to all-time highs at 3,400 on the S&P than and have more visibility into what COVID is going to do and what corporate defaults are going to do than buy in at 2,800, 3,000, 3,200 and still have uncertainty, right? So, I watched a bunch of Bloomberg this morning, some CNBC. It seems like all the real money and the people who do like fundamental analysis, they've been saying some of these same things for a long, long time. And again, I don't know. The market is undeniably irrational right now, and if you feel okay playing this game of hot potato funded by the Fed, again, it's election year, there's some conspiracy theories out there, then go ahead and buy some. I've been very much hoarding cash for a long, long time, or it just feels like a long, long time. It's really been only like a month or two, right? And again, like Buffett came out and said he's hoarding cash after I started hoarding cash, like around that same time. Druckenmiller came out today, said he missed this rally. I don't know how you would have predicted the rally, right? So I'm not someone who claims to predict the future. I'm someone who can tell you, within a highly developed skill set, and I would compete against some of the best security analysts on the street, is something expensive or something cheap, right? And what's the business like? How strong is the business? How strong is the management team? For those of you that want to play the stock market like it's a DraftKings app, if you treat your Robinhood account like your DraftKings app, then go ahead and do that. Just realize you're not being an investor at that point. You're kind of having fun and betting, right? Which is great. Like sometimes I throw in bets out there too. Like I bought DBO. I don't know where the price of oil is going in a year, but it's kind of fun to have a little skin in the game and whatever. But if you're talking about like, hey, like I have my family to take care of and my kids' college accounts that I'm investing or my retirement account, like just make sure you don't touch that stuff with the betting. And so the big thing of the day is Nikola ripping. Nikola, so it used to be VTIQ, right? Nikola has ripped over 200%, right? In after hours, I think we are at like 80 to 85 bucks. And I just posted a TikTok about it. And look, I said it was expensive back then. Thank you so much, Tom. How do you value a company that hasn't sold a product yet, right? And people are like, oh, they have all these CNH, is a part investor or whatever. I forget the exact company. And all these investors. Well, guess what? Nikola, which is a pre-revenue company, is now trading at 3 times higher than I think CNHI. So, or any of these like big industrial companies. And you're saying to me that you want to buy in, or for a hypothetical person. So another great saying that I think it was Buffett, I have to go back and check, that I think he said was, every day that you don't sell is a day that you're buying in. Every day that you choose not to sell is another day that you're buying that stock, okay? So if you're gonna hold this $80-some stock tomorrow morning and you're implicitly buying in, thank you, Top Social Media, then that means you're implicitly buying that stock for another day, like you're holding it. And if you're gonna hold it at over a $30 billion valuation, you're just like, you're playing a game of hot potato or musical chairs. Pick your game, right? I mean, I know a lot of you aren't even in the US. $30 billion valuation. So you're telling me that Nikola should be worth the same as Chipotle, that makes loads of cash, strong brand, huge company, huge international company, right? What else did I say? Bigger than Hershey, right? Chocolate and candy company. Bigger than Twitter? Are you saying to me that Nikola Motors, which hasn't sold a single freaking thing, should be worth more than Twitter or more than Snapchat? I'm not the biggest fan of Twitter and Snapchat. You guys know that. But and just look at my Twitter account. It's like kind of a wasteland. But come on, come on. So again, the market can stay irrational longer than I can stay solvent. But again, I'm not losing any money. I'm not losing sleep because I missed out on some artificial rally. Because honestly, how reproducible is it, right? How predictive can one person be to follow these hype trains and know exactly when to sell? If some of you sold out at 50 and it ripped up to 80 today and you're crying about it, why don't you revisit it in 6 months? If you're crying about it then, then maybe you should cry about it. But if you made money, no one should ever really cry about making money. I sold a lot of Apple stock early, crying about it, I guess. Sold a lot of Google stock early, decades ago, right? I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I think another couple things that I did see and I did read is you're seeing a lot of weird action in the stock market now. A lot of gap ups in the mornings on both across all these really hyped up names across the market, and you'll see gap ups on cruise stocks and cyclical stocks and all that stuff, right? And then you're not seeing the sellers come out during the day during the market action. It's very fishy. I mean, I'm not a market trader, and hopefully one of these days we can get someone right here that can talk to me. And I have some friends that are traders. They just need to get, there's a lot of compliance issues on Wall Street coming out and talking to you all. But it's weird price action. For those of you saying the Fed is buying, actually, I believe the Fed hasn't bought yet really much in volume. They've just signaled that they will buy. This week will be very, very telling that because the Fed is going to actually come out and say stuff this week again. They've been in kind of a blackout period. So if everyone thinks that don't fight the Fed, the Fed could come out and say we think something's amiss or something like that. I don't expect that. I think they'll continue their easing policies. But I'm wondering what happens when stimulus checks run out. Although, look, if we don't see another spike in COVID cases, yeah, maybe it's a slow recovery from here, and maybe we reach all-time highs and valuations just become like insanely high and they stay really high and we're in this quote-unquote new normal. But I just, like I said, I briefly talked about this last week. New normal is a very feared phrase when you start hearing it, because every single bubble in the past, every single one, has been littered with people saying, well, we're just in a new normal. I mean, these you can read some of these fundamental, like legendary investors like Howard Marks or all these other folks. And in retrospect, they were like, yeah, you can kind of tell when that bubble is when you hear about new normal. You know, I think you're hearing about a new normal. Don't fight the Fed. It's a new normal valuations, new normal. Like, again, I'm not shorting the market, right? I'm not going to fight the Fed, but I sure as hell am not going to chase FOMO. So I'm going to update for a lot of ROIC members have been asking. I'm going to have more time this week. I'm going to update how I'm allocating. Like, yeah, I'm buying some thematic stocks, but I'm still mostly cash, and I'm not crying about missing some FOMO rally. If you're gonna be a FOMO chaser, just know you're gonna get burned one of these days. Because no matter what you think, like no one can predict the future. And if you think you can, then just be quiet about it and become a billionaire trading yourself. That's what I would say. And also, I will also say, if someone out there in the world can predict the future in a way that they're not just that monkeys on the dartboard or monkeys typing Hamlet. I don't know how many of you know that one. Whereas basically, like if you get an infinite amount of monkeys in a room on typewriters, one of them will type up Hamlet or a Shakespeare play, right? It's just like statistics, right? It's the same statistics people use to think that there are aliens out there. So there are, if you believe that someone is like that and they're actually skilled at like predicting the future, like I have like they probably can't teach that to you, right? If it's probably like some intuition thing they have. And for those of you saying I'm salty about Nikola, like I mean, you really think I'm salty about Nikola? I don't lose sleep over Nikola. I do this, I make this content honestly, and I started making this content. You can see all my TikToks from way back when, right? The only reason why I do this in my spare time and don't sleep is because I know that people are gonna get really burned out there. Like maybe some of you out there like can play Nikola and know the hype and know when to get off. Like for those of you saying that, are you gonna sell tomorrow? Are you gonna sell tomorrow? I don't know. I never pretended to know. So why would I play a game that I know I can't win? I know that 90% plus of people who chase FOMO don't know how to play the game. They hold too long and they get burned. And they buy more and more on the way up, and then the thing crashes and people get hurt and people's 401ks get wiped out, guys. So yeah, like I just don't. Why would you? I'm just trying to help people out there. So I just want to say that. Cool. So for those of you on TikTok joining me, welcome. I have a YouTube live stream. A lot of it's probably the easiest way over here. If you want to enter my two $20 raffles that I do every Monday, Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, go to my YouTube link and find me on my live stream on YouTube. It's concurrent right here, and my description on that live stream. There's always a link for that night to enter the raffle. So how many people do we have, Nia, today so far? And as we keep growing as a show, guys, I'm going to increase those raffles. I'm just going to go straight back to you. I mean, it's my money, so. It's just fun to talk to you all. Yeah, and I know you guys, a lot of you are talking about Nikola. Like I went on a rant, and I think it deserves a rant today a little bit, and we'll cut that out into a clip. Were you on the mic?
Yeah, we have 103 so far.
Oh, 103 entrants, so, you have a 2% chance of winning so far, if I pick it right now. Pick both right now, obviously. Cool. Okay, so we are coming up on that 15-minute mark. I try to keep my market update and rants or lessons or whatever to like 15 minutes, and then try to keep 45 minutes to Q&A. And I pick the raffle winners randomly, so stick with us.